We're going to talk some boxing. We're going to recap this weekend's fights. Hope everybody had a good one. TRU Talk Radio, boxing talk on a Tuesday, recapping all the fights from this weekend. We had the triple header from New York that unfortunately did not produce. We had the fight from Saudi Arabia that did not, but the one that did come through for us was the one in Vegas. Shout out to the TRU Inoue, the Monster, Ramon Cardenas from San Antonio, by the way of Monterrey. And then we also had the co-main event, the homie Edward Vasquez. He came up short, literally against the tall Rafa Espinoza. That was a good fight. That fight alone was better than the other one. We're watching the NBA playoffs. It looks like Steph Curry did get hurt. I watched that. Congratulations to the Pacers that got the win, man. That was nice. That was good. But yeah, we're gonna talk some boxing. We're gonna get it in. My boy Guru in the house, and we're gonna dive right into it as soon as he joins. Shout out to everybody. If you haven't followed, make sure to follow us on TRU Boxing Heads YouTube. We'll be posting this live. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to Crystal. We got the one and only Mr. Boxing Guru, a.k.a. El Feo, a.k.a. No Se Mira. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only.
What it do, baby boo?
Hey, I like the hat, bro. It's the White Sox, but it's the flip on the box.
The White Sox with a box, para que la gente no sepa que estoy pelón.
Oh, mi compa. Hey, how you feeling, bro? How was your weekend?
Good. Well, it was good till Inoue came out, but yeah, it was good.
Well, for me, it was good. I got to chill with my family. We got to watch some boxing. Unfortunately, the boxing did not deliver, and that's what we're going to talk about. You want to dive right into it, my boy?
Let's do this, man.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Yeah, man. Spit your game out.
I mean, first of all, I was disappointed, obviously. The fight of that magnitude, it was the first time ever in the history of boxing that New York literally shut down Times Square. That's the time to show out. It's the time to go off. I agree with Tim Bradley when he says these guys are spoiled. The rich Saudis paying all these guys money. That's your time to shine. I didn't really like the whole coming out in the Batman car, the lowriders and all that, but that's just part of the show. It was a show. It was a spectacle, and unfortunately, none of them put on a show. The only one that put on a show was Romero, in the sense that he got the upset. Ryan looked bad. I expected more out of him. I felt like that was his opportunity to prove to everyone that what happened with Devin Haney was whatever. But now he leaves the door open for more criticism and more feedback, because that was bad, bro. Let's just call it what it was. I couldn't believe it. When he got dropped, that's one thing. But you never answered the bell. You looked bad, and then you regressed. And in the process, they're dragging Derek James, who last week you said was a better trainer than Eddie Reynoso, but he did such a piss poor job that now they're questioning him and his coaching and everything that came along with it. In summary, bro, I was highly disappointed in Ryan Garcia. I expected so much more, especially coming off a year layoff. What the hell have you been doing? Have you been in the lab? Have you been fucking around? Is it mental health? What is it? I was disappointed in him. I expected a lot more, but congratulations to Romero, who ruined the plans. He ruined the rematch. Devin Haney, he did what he was supposed to. That was a snooze fest. You called it. I expected more out of that fight, in the sense that I thought Jose Ramirez was going to be able to cut off the ring, but he didn't do nothing. Shout out to my boy Rob. And no, he didn't, bro. And ultimately, Devin Haney, and that was a snooze fest, bro. That was putting me to sleep for real. The Rolly and Garcia fight kept me up because homie got dropped. That woke me up. We're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Oh, I was round up like that, but then that went downhill. The fight that went exactly the way you said was the Barboza Lopez fight. Congratulations to Teofimo Lopez, the takeover. He is an elite fighter. He completely shut out Arnold Barboza, who had beat all the guys, Jake Catterall, and had been undefeated, 32-0, and Teofimo shows that there's levels to it. He got the big win, and he made it look easy. I don't think he was touched at all. He looked good. None of the guys were touched that got the wins. Rolly was clean. He was even talking shit on Instagram. Look, I'm clean. I didn't get touched. Devin Haney was touched. Wasn't touched. I wanted him to get tested out, but he was on his bike. Call it what you want, but he was on his bike. And in a nutshell, shout out to Teofimo Lopez. He got the big win Arnold Barboza, keep your head up. I want to see him again. The one I agree with you, you called him shot, was Ramirez. He did look gunshot. He looked shot. He didn't look good. I don't know where he goes from here. I don't know if we want to watch him. In a nutshell, disappointed by the card on Friday, and Saudi didn't get it. King Tarki, he didn't get his money worth, bro. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You'll go.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll keep it at Friday's fight, at least for now.
Yeah.
Disappointed. I think it's an understatement. Look, man, here comes this dude that's paying a lot of money, bro.
A
lot of money. Ryan got paid ridiculous amount of money. Rolly got paid ridiculous amount of money. The only one, in my opinion, even from the very beginning, was very grateful, and he was almost coming out of his comfort zone, was Teofimo Lopez, and hyping up this fight.
Yeah.
We might not like it. A lot of people might not like it, we all call him Teo Weirdo. You know, he's a weird dude. But he's been trying to sell this fight, and I think overly appreciative of the assignment at hand. But disappointing in every single one of the fighters. Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with the very first one. Was what, Teo versus
Barboza.
Very disappointed in Barboza, bro.
And you called it though. You called that one. You said it.
Yeah,
you said that was gonna be.
I expected more, in the sense that if you go to, like, let's say Supreme's Boxing, if you go to Fino Boxing, if you go to all these boxing pages.
Shout out to Fino, shout out Supreme, shout out to Nancy.
Yes, sir. If you go to all these pages, when, let's say, they were talking about Ryan, the first comment almost like 50 to, or Yayo to 50 Cent, bro. It was Barboza saying, "I'll fight him. I'll fight this guy. Blah, blah, blah. I'll fight that guy." Look. It got to the point for Barboza that part of him staying with Top Rank, part of the decision of him actually leaving Top Rank, going to Golden Boy, was because
the big fight.
He wanted the Teofimo fight, and he left Top Rank because they couldn't deliver it. Now, Golden Boy, and through the actions of Turkey, they were able to deliver it. So when he finally got that big payday and the big fight that he wanted, because it's a big fight, he didn't take advantage of the situation. I get it. You're a boxer puncher, but at this point, you're not only fighting for today and your undefeated record, you're fighting for the fight of tomorrow. Now, you tell me, Nacho, are you willing to fork up another $90 to watch a Barboza fight?
Not at this point. I would watch. To answer your question, no, I wouldn't. But I would watch a card that he's a part of, like a pay-per-view card. Now, if it was like the first fight or something like that. He needs the right foe. He needs the right opponent.
And that's the thing. It's not always perfection.
Yeah,
always,
for sure.
You got to fight out of your comfort zone, bro. My guy treated this like a sparring session.
But that is that. I think that's more on Teofimo, and I disagree with you, bro, because he did take advantage of his the opportunity when he beat Jake Catterall and he beat Jose Ramirez. That was big. That was big for him at that time.
And let me answer. Jose Ramirez already shot. Again, I didn't really want to knock on Jose Ramirez, but he was already shot. Catterall, he was, again, another jittery fucking fighter. And at the end of the day, European, bro, these guys are robotic. So my thing is, now you get to fight the elite American fighters.
On that, yeah. From that,
you fumbled the bag, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with losing, bro. There's absolutely nothing.
You mean you want him to go out on the shield?
I want you to try a little more. Than
if that's the case, bro, the same goes for everybody, bro.
And that's where I'm getting to. Jose Ramirez, you're not as fast as Devin. You're not as big as Devin.
Cut off the ring. So what? Something.
I'll give you an example. Chavez Senior. That's just to throw in the general name that everybody knows.
Yeah.
He wasn't as fast as a lot of the black fighters he fought. He wasn't as strong, but he was able to build up pressure. He was able to put his head in his chest, and that goes for a lot of these Mexican fighters. You're the first thing you're taught in a lot of, besides the jab, is how to put pressure, especially when you're not the fastest, you're not the strongest. You got to try to enforce your heart, your will. Ramirez didn't do anything. He couldn't say his legs weren't fresh. He's at a whole new weight class. He's at 147 now. So He didn't do that. That's why I love what Robert Garcia said when they were Devin Haney's dad was saying that he was in the hospital, he was in the ambulance. The fact of the matter is that's where they get their checkup, and two, they should be embarrassed talking about somebody was in the ambulance. They didn't do enough. They should be apologizing to boxing fans.
Damn, I feel
that's what Robert
bro.
Garcia said. He said, including himself, because he didn't get his fighter to actually cut off the ring and be dirty, manhandle Haney. He did it. He couldn't. The guy was literally running away. And I hate
Shout out to Robert Garcia for keeping it true.
I hate the fact that people say, "Oh, Floyd did it." Floyd didn't really run. Floyd would stand in the middle of the ring. He's not going to go after you, but he'll sit in the pocket and wait for you to do mistakes, and boom, make you pay.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything like that. He ran, bro. He ran so much that his Velcro.
I mean, the commentators didn't set up the fight either, man. I mean, they were dogging out Devin Haney.
They were dogging him. Yeah.
He looked bad, bro.
Shout out to Lampley, man.
It was glad. Hey, speaking of that, bro, I'm glad to have Lampley back, Mr. HBO, one of the legends in the sport. And it's unfortunate that one of the best to ever do it comes back for a card that it was expected to be here, but came here, and he was quick to call him out. Bro, I think at one point he said, if you woke up from your nap, now you're ready for the main event type shit. I was like, book.
And let's talk about that, man, because I think we're grading on the curve, too. These fighters are not willing to engage. Everybody's trying to fight off their back foot. Everybody's trying to pull back.
They're trying to be like Floyd, but they can't be Floyd.
They can't be Floyd, bro. The minute Ryan got touched, he said,
over.
That's it. And this is Rolly. I get it, Rolly's strong, but Rolly's been able to get pushed back with ease.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, they moved up in weight, bro, to 147 pounds.
They moved up in weight. And we're talking about what's his name? What's the Mexican guy? The Chilango?
From the F?
Yeah, the F, el Chilanguito, el Pitbull.
Okay, yeah.
Pitbull dude he did whatever he wanted. Barroso, the old 40-something-year-old man that beat up on Rolly too.
That was a good fight, but that boy got power.
That dude got power, but at the end of the day, he's still an old man. Ryan had power. Ryan, when we were talking about his power, which takes me back to that Ryan voice. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Remember we even said, he talked like Nacho. And all of a sudden he comes back and talks like me, my boy. Like, whoa, what happened? So that tells me, like, hey, do we got a little juice? So maybe it is true that he got a little juice.
Like I said, bro, it leaves the door open for conversation. He did himself no favors.
If he stopped Rolly, that talk is over.
But now I'm like, and then not only that, bro, how bad he looked. And I think Paulie Malignaggi made a great point. He said, hey, for all you bums at home that talk from the couch, that's a perfect example of how you look with steroids, and that's how you look without steroids. And
it reminds me of when people go on a little bird binge, and they come back the next day. Yeah, little periquito. And they come back the next day with the downer, bro. Like it's just that's what Ryan looked like. The roids had him.
He looked bad, bro.
Bass in his voice.
Real quick, I want to mention, because we talked about what people were getting paid. That boy got paid $20 million flat to fight Rolly Romero, bro. $20 million.
All right, Nacho. Question for you.
Fuck.
You at your job. You're commission-based employee.
Come on.
Right. So these guys, Turkey, what he's doing is, and maybe this is not helping him out because
he's just paying them.
Canelo was always a commission-based employee because your money,
you earn it.
You get a flat rate, and then the upside of that pay-per-view. These guys, it doesn't matter because Turkey knows these things. It doesn't matter if they sell or not. He's going to make.
To him, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's paying them. Canelo, again, same thing. And again, I'll stop there. I'll let you go with Canelo first. But that's my thing. It was so bad, so disappointing. And you know why? Because here's the thing. You never do this type of lives. Your lives is about your lifestyle. You grill it, family, friends, good vibes.
Having a good time, watching some good fights.
Now, you did something out of the norm, which was, all right, let me talk about boxing because we have a great boxing weekend coming up. And, we talked about it. We said, you know what, let's do it because this weekend is very deserving of us taking time out of whatever we're doing, and let's talk about boxing. At the end of the day, that's the sport we love, and we did that. So that means, and not necessarily here, but everywhere we talked about and to anybody at work. I talked a lot
We
about
brag
the
about
fight.
our sport when it's applicable.
Bro, Monday morning, getting back to the office, to me, everybody was like,
What
bro,
the fuck was
what
that?
happened? ¿Qué pasó? UFC guys, what up, bro? What happened? I thought boxing was king. What do you say? What do I say? Oh, did you guys watch the Inoue fight?
Did you watch the ESPN fights? We told you on Sunday it was going to be the best fight. Yeah,
Well,
it was bad, bro.
Like, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
People would come to my desk first. It sucked, bro. It was bad, and let's just call it what it is, bro. We always praise these guys when they do good.
Yeah.
We give them all the accolades. I think it's fair for us to dig a little bit because it's deserving, man. The whole world watched. We want the sport to be back on top. For us, for guys like us, true boxing heads, true fans, we're always gonna have it up there. But you gotta deliver when the opportunity is given there. You got to shine. My boy Garcia came up short. Scorecards 118, 109. I don't know what the other two judges were watching, 115, 112. I don't know where that was. It seems like the door was open for a robbery. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, that did not happen because that would have been bad. He was 11-1 favorite. He's still young. He's 26, but come on, bro. How you gonna let Rolly bitch you? He says he is open to the rematch. When they asked him about it, he said, whatever the fans want. If they want me to, we'll run it back with Roddy. Let's do it. If you want me to go straight for Devin, let's do it. Whatever styles make fights, whatever the fight fans want. What the fight fans want you to do is deliver, bro. We want you to step up and live up to your $20 million.
All right. As a fight fan, are you interested in watching like Ryan versus Devin? Like it was pre-planned?
At this point, no, bro.
Bro, my guy.
There's
Turkey,
no buzz.
My guy Turkey said, they were gonna do a face-off, and like, nah, we're not even touching this.
It was that bad, bro. It was that bad.
It should have been in the bag, but when you said about the knockout that it woke you up, it's funny that you said because I'm not Ryan's biggest fan anymore. But when I saw the knockout, I couldn't help but start laughing. Like, dude, you're really. It was just funny. Like, this is Rolly, bro.
He got dropped. We know Rolly got power, but you're the superior fighter. You're the A side.
By far,
you're the new Golden Boy.
Yeah.
He didn't look like the new Golden Boy, bro. He looked like the old Golden Boy.
It was bad, bro.
He looked like the old Golden Boy. Hey, man, but speaking of Golden Boy and not delivering, as much as we love Canelo as well, we've traveled to all his fights, to a lot of his fights. That didn't deliver. But before I go on to that, I do want to talk about the young gun that we talked about, the little homie from Mazatlan, Sinaloa, that made his pro debut and got the big win. My boy Joe Rome was making fun, saying that he was in there with a heavy bag, but he did what he was supposed to. He got the first round knockout, and it's someone to watch for in the future. So I predict within 3 or 4 years, that's who we will be talking about heavy. He got the win in his pro debut. I appreciate you. Gracias, my girl Eileen. And he did his thing, and he got the win, and he shines. And it was his night in the sense that he did what he was supposed to in his professional debut. Who didn't was our boy Canelo. I believe this was his 66 or 67 fight. Yep. Maybe he's just become accustomed to it. It's just another day, just another payday. And he looked robotic. And just like we gave Garcia flack, just like we give Devin Haney flack, just like we gave Jose Ramirez flack, we got to give Canelo flack. I think he threw a total of 152 punches in 12 rounds. His dance partner definitely didn't do anything to help. He's literally running around with his hands up and not doing anything, and he's pot shot, acting like he's winning the fight. It was bad, bro. The fight was so bad that my dad got up and left and went to sleep talking about, I got to be up at 6 in the morning. I don't want to watch that fight. And if y'all know me, y'all know my dad, we love boxing. It's our sport. It's our family sport. We've been watching that with my grandpa since Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson. Like, for us, boxing is a religion. And for my dad to be like, I'd rather go to sleep than watch this, it pretty much summed up the fight. And that right there is a recap of the fight itself. And I never want to see the Cuban fight ever again unless it's on free TV. Canelo, he got his win. Good for him. But now he's going to have to pay. And he's going to have to pay when he finds Terrence Crawford, man. Go ahead.
The Cuban thing is to me, at the end of the day, it was a bit amusing because Canelo was acting like he. Well, first let's talk about the young kid that fought. To your homie's comment, yeah, he was fighting a punching bag as he should. We got to think about psychologically. Yeah, what it means. You're talking about a kid, an Olympian, right? That technically, besides the Olympics, this is the first time you get rid of the headset, the headgear, the gloves. The gloves are a little smaller. We're talking about 8-ounce gloves. If you ever put a pair of the gloves and you from a 16 to an 8, that's a big difference, bro. When you grab a glove and touch your knuckles.
What weight did he make his debut at? Do you know?
I think it was it 54?
If it was 54, that means he wore 10-ounce gloves, right? Because 8-ounce gloves, 147 and below.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because
10. 47 is a huge difference.
It's a weird.
Hey, Mark, we're gonna get to that here soon. Somebody's asking us about the Cardenas fight. We'll get to that next. Go ahead and continue, my boy.
My guy, Mark. Yeah, we getting into that. That's actually a good one.
But yeah, that's the fight that stole the night, but the weekend. My bad.
That's but that's the thing with pro debuts. Again, you're taking your headgear for the first time. Again, in a pay-per-view fight, this is your first time actually fighting another grown man. Yeah, bro, you're gonna get a punching bag, and it's very important for fighters to get, again, quote unquote, a punching bag, because
get accustomed to the gloves.
You don't know how they're gonna react. I seen blue chip amateurs come out and no, the dads are the ones that are the problem. I want a tough guy. Don't give me no other pro debut. Don't give me a 0-1 guy, get 0-2. Give me a guy with a winning record, and ends up hurting the kid because now the kid gets timid, kind of like Ryan Garcia did versus Rolly right now. But he gets timid, gun shy, and it doesn't know how to finish out fighters.
Yeah.
The other guys, the Africans are kind of boring too. You gave I don't even know how to say their names without a shooting straw in my mouth.
Like the heavyweight?
I don't know.
Which one are you talking about? The heavyweight?
Yeah, the heavyweights. They were bland to me. That's not the type of. Yeah. That's not the. I understand where Turkey's coming from, but somebody needs to teach them. You need a for Cinco de Mayo, September. You need
Mexicans on the card.
And you know what? Not so much Mexicans, but action fighters. Because Mexicans, that's the thing about Mexicans. When it comes to that,
when it comes to boxing,
Mexican night, come to fight, bro. Come
especially in Cinco de Mayo weekend. Yeah, you gotta steal the show. Putazos, chingazos.
And you know who I always shows a good account of himself, bro, and I've always been a fan of.
Who's that?
Badu Jack.
Badu Jack, shout out to Badu Jack, bro, doing his thing at 41, the homie.
He comes and put in an honest day of work, bro. He's what you call an honest fighter. Nothing flashy, nothing, but just nice jab, nice. It's just he's a textbook fighter, kind of like like Mikey Garcia was. Does everything right. He doesn't do everything like out of this world. He's not like flash and glamour, but he does everything right, and he gives you everything he's got. I love that guy. Put that guy in every undercard again. It goes back to what I was saying. You don't have to be Mexican. You just got to be fucking fun.
Hey, the heavyweights, I forgot, bro. They got a draw.
Yeah. You see, that was so boring, though, bro. I don't want to see somebody as just as panzona as me with his shirt off, bro. It's just hey, but credit to Munguia. That was tough because, again, you come back off of a knockout. You got knocked out.
Yeah.
And you come back versus the same guy that knocked you out. Okay. One, the monsters are in the back of your head.
He fought at 160 pounds, bro. His debut was at 160 pounds.
Oh, 60 pounds? Oh, yeah. So he was definitely 10 ounce.
Yeah, definitely the bigger gloves.
Yeah. So Munguia fighting the guy that put him to sleep, that was not supposed to put him to sleep. He comes back.
I think that was it. He did it. He did his thing.
He did his thing. Look, he didn't do his classic Munguia, which I honestly understand, but he boxed. Dang. I think it took a lot in him boxing and moving his head and getting rid of that monster that was in the back of his head of getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Great job by Munguia. I think he did good.
He did better than Canelo.
He did better than Canelo. Hopefully the monsters in the back of his head kind of go away.
I think so. I hope you beat the guy. You go 12 rounds with the guy who knocked you out. And
he did better than he's done with
he can move on.
Trainers. he did better than he's done with any of the other trainers, with Freddie and I'm a big detractor of Eddie Reynoso, bro. Call a spade a spade. I think Munguia did great with Reynoso, man.
No, he did good. He looked like a different fighter. Obviously, he fought a different fight than we're used to. We're used to seeing him come forward, throw a lot of shots, go for the knockout. In this fight, he had to watch out for the counter because that's what got him knocked out the first fight out there in Tijuana. And he was very smart. And I think Sergio Mora, shout out to Latin Snake, he brought up a good point. This is the first time we've ever seen Munguia in there thinking, setting up his shots instead of just boom, 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 going in there like a robot. He was strategic. He boxed a great fight, and I agree with what you say. That was definitely the best Jaime Munguia we've seen, and he's been with some of the best trainers in boxing. Freddie Roach, he's been in there with Eric Morales, the Hall of Famer, and that's the Jaime Munguia his career shelf life has expanded a little bit more because now he's defense.
Bro, he even had Alcazar. He was even trained by Alcazar at one point, which was a lot with few don't know.
Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya's trainer, yeah.
Yeah,
so he's had some good corners, and he looked good. In my opinion, he looked good.
Yeah, but our boy, even though we got to give him his props, shout out to the homie Eddie Reynoso for the magnificent job that he did with Jaime Munguia avenging his rematch. Yep. He did not deliver with our boy Canelo. Canelo put us to sleep. I was highly disappointed, And you know what, bro? I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. I thought the goddamn ring entrance with Luis Enriquez, I thought that was better than the fight. That song was catchy. It was like a little rap. That shit was dope. Like, I was listening to that shit, bro. And I literally thought that was better than the fight itself. And that's bad, bro, when we look forward to the ring introductions in big fights because, they set the stage, they come out, guns are blazing. But when that's better than the fucking main event, bro, that's a bad look. Check it out. That shit was catchy.
It's Cinco de Mayo Saudi style. Canelo Alvarez steps into the bright lights.
That shit was like, boom, boom. But that shit was better than the fight, bro.
It was. But you already know how I feel about Mexican rap.
Yeah, I know you're not a big fan. I fuck with it, bro. I was fucking with the beat. It was tight.
But it's a hype song, which I respect,
But the fight itself did not deliver, bro. Just like we were disappointed on Friday, we were disappointed on Saturday, bro.
Bro, it was worse because we're talking about, at least we know.
People watching.
This is elite. This is our elite guy. And Canelo showed me
Super Bowl.
Showed me no difference than the Lara fight.
It was bad, bro.
It was bad. It was just and remember I told you last week. Somebody said who is higher up, whether it was Chavez or Canelo, and I said one you can't compare, and then this kind of just solidifies that.
That solidifies what you're saying. We're talking about top Mexican fighters. I agree with you for a few days.
Yeah, I went back and looked. I was watching Chavez fight movers when he fought Camacho, when he fought the Mexicutioner, the OG Black Mamba, Mayweather. Bro,
that was a good fight.
He was Chavez. People don't remember. Roger Mayweather was strong, bro.
He was, bro. Hey, bro. They used to call him the Mexican assassin.
He was the first Mexican assassin.
He was out there knocking out Mexicans.
And Camacho.
That was a good fight, bro. That was a good fight. I actually watched that fight the other day.
And if you watch Chavez, just the way he moved, and that was a lot of Mexican fighters back then. The way you moved to try to cut off the ring, Canelo wasn't doing anything like that, bro. Canelo is like
he was literally just following him around.
That's why he said he went on this European fighter diet that I feel like he's regressed so much.
European food.
Yeah, he got used to peas and gravy or whatever the hell they eat.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they eat, bro. We wanted to see him snacking down like he was tearing up a burrito a la verga. Cinco de Mayo for crying out loud.
What's gonna keep Crawford from doing exactly what Scull did?
Hey, bro, I think the difference between Crawford and Scull is Crawford is a lot stronger. Crawford is a lot smarter. Yeah. Crawford is confident. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to go with everything in there. and I believe he'll fight a similar fight, but I believe he's got more power. I think he's going to fight Canelo kind of like Mayweather did because he's got that kind of power and that kind of work. And remember, he also switches up. And as much as I love Canelo, as much as I love boxing, I got to give it up to my boy Terrence Crawford. And right now, if you were to ask me who's going to win the fight, no questions in my mind, Terrence Crawford, bro.
Yeah, I still got Canelo, but it just what I'm saying is that the blueprint has always been there. This is what you do versus Canelo.
Oh, man.
He was frustrated, bro.
Yeah, it was bad, bro.
But my thing is that you already knew this was going to happen. I blame all of this on Canelo, bro. A mover's going to be a mover.
Right.
A mover's always going to do that. Their job isn't to entertain. They made a career off of moving.
Are you not entertained?
And then and Cubans, they're big talkers. That's what they do. So I'm not blaming Scull. I get Scull got this and that, but I blame Canelo for not going after.
I agree. Yeah, go get his ass.
Like Scull, I'm never gonna watch Scull again.
No,
but I was never planning to before. So the sentiment is always there. Like it's not that I'm saying Cuban fighters, but it's like I'm not interested. There's a lot of good Cuban fighters now. Like for example, the guy that fought
David Moreno.
Beautiful fighter.
Heart, baby. Fighter. Warrior. Shout out to him.
Warrior.
Mexicans for David Moreno.
Oui.
Hey, I like your shirt, by the way. Let's see. You talking about Mexican fighters. Let's see that shirt.
Right. These guys.
Salvador Sanchez, Eric Morales, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Marco Antonio Barrera. Let's go, baby.
Bro, these guys to show you. Remember, bro.
Legends. These two guys fought some of the best fights in the history of boxing.
He fought the biggest mover in the world, which was the British guy. What was his name?
Hamed.
Prince Hamed. Bro, nobody moved as much as Hamed.
And I think at one point literally spanked his ass.
Well, cutting off the ring and pop. Nice quick jab. That's how.
Hey, bro, you just gave me an idea. I gotta find a way. I'm gonna set my shit up, bro. I'm gonna put TVs in the back when we do something like that, boxing. I could go and play some videos. I'm gonna bust out the Joe Rogan and shit. Play recaps of
the Nacho experience.
There you go. Nah, but he really did do his thing, bro. Legendary Mexican fighter, and those were the and for the. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, bro, because I think that's not talked about enough. That the guys like Morales, Barrera, Juan Marquez, those are the guys that when there wasn't a superstar, those are the guys that fought every Cinco de Mayo. They fought. They kept the legacy alive. So when Canelo showed up, now it's his time. Let's not act. Boxing has been around forever. I've always said there's some things that are for certain. Texas getting hot in the summer, Nacho loving beautiful women, and boxing and Cinco de Mayo on September 16th. Let's keep it real. A la verga.
Bro, but yeah, this weekend again, everything was so bummed out because again, like we I don't think we gave enough. We don't give enough of what happened.
No, I'm talking shit. Go ahead, continue.
Bro, I think you're doing sign language. You're throwing
gangsters.
I said,
I said, because we were talking about this weekend, I said, hey, let the guard down, and this was me, way.
I'm talking to Artie's dad over there.
Hey, savage, bro. Hey, I'm going to send this to Artie, way.
Send it to Artie. He's probably
shout out to Artie. Shout out to Compa Artie. Shout out to Lou. Hey, we still love you, even though you're one of them. Guess what? Mexicano proud over here, bro. Y ese güey lo mandamos a la verga. But anyway, continue, my brother.
No, bro. So, yeah, again, it was disappointing, but let's talk about Sunday. Cuando ya estabas cansado. We're talking about we're beat up. We're beat up. We're tired.
And we're feeling down, bro. Our sport is
we stink like carbon. We stink like mesquite because we've been grilling Friday and Saturday. Todo hediondo, andas crudo, and you're like, all right, man, let me just sit down. Let me open this michelada and let's see what Sunday has to offer. And then boom, little Vargas, bro, Emiliano Vargas.
He delivered.
Great. Kid delivered. Yo.
He did. Hey, real quick, boy, I'm gonna let you go on the spiel real quick, but can I read my post from Sunday morning when I woke up Sunday morning?
Do.
I post this on True Boxing Heads, y'all, in the morning. I said, Sunday Fun Day, boxing on a Sunday on ESPN for Cinco de Mayo weekend. And tonight, boxing will save the weekend's boxing. the U.S. debut of pound-for-pound Monster, which it wasn't. I was incorrect. I think he fought once before. But it was his return to the U.S. Neo Onyei taking on ready challenger Ramon Cardenas Dinamita from San Antonio, Texas. In the co-main event, Mexican WBO champion Rafael Espinosa defends his title versus a game and ready foe, Edward Vasquez from Fort Worth, Texas. Vasquez is in great shape and will be fight of the night. I was wrong on that, but the event itself did save the weekend of boxing. Go ahead,
It was a collective effort, bro.
Perfect said.
It was a collective effort, bro. Little Vargas, which I watch him, but I never really paid attention because again, ESPN. Something about watching fights on ESPN that pisses me off because I'm on the app. They're like, oh no, change it to the channel now, and then no, hold on, and then Kriegel's making people cry or wherever the vato's name is.
I don't like Kriegel.
Talking
I'm not a
about
Kriegel
absent
fan.
fathers, and like, bro, like, let me just watch the fight. Friday is like everything came together to make things right. First, Emiliano Vargas, he did great. He had food in front of him. He went and ate his food and boom, vámonos. They're slowly moving this kid, and I think it's no secret. I think Fernando Senior has a favorite kid.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I think promoters see who's the better one.
Promoters see him like
he's the only one signed.
He's not. He's the other one's the one with the poodle head. A talker, bro. Talker. He can't knock anybody out. Este vato, he looks like a little brown Elvis, bro. He's a good-looking kid.
Oh yeah.
Emiliano, and then he looks a lot like his dad was at that age, minus the bangs,
Yeah. Sure.
The other one, Fernando Jr., horrible little fighter. This kid is special. But Mexican special. You gotta move. You gotta be very careful, moving them really nice and slow. No Keyshawn Davis, none of that. Calmadita la cosa. Moving the way they want, and moving slowly, and they'll do great. Now, then we got the co-main. The co-main, bro. What a great fight! Both of these guys deserve all the accolades in the world. That was the Texas boy, right?
Edward, yeah. Shout out to the homie.
Yeah. He put on a great effort, bro. He put on a great effort hasta que no se pudo, and it happens. He's fighting an elite fighter.
Yeah, and you called it too. You said the odds were stacked
those aren't even fair to say. No, I got it. You had a rough idea what was going to happen, and it's okay. He didn't bitch out. He
came to fight, showed up.
He came to fight. That's all you could ask. Thank you. Hope we see you again.
Yeah, I would see him again. And real quick before you continue, I think, like you said, it was a collective thing between the two fights that were televised. That fight itself was better than the rest of the fights all before.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I said. I went in to watch it, and I think it was when I think it was a fight that one of Pita's fighters. I'm like, in the first 3 minutes of this fight, I've enjoyed myself and smiled more than I did Friday and Saturday.
It was bad, bro.
It was
bad. And one last thing, bro, because you cooked out with your family. You talked about that earlier, bro. Mm-hmm. This is a big deal for us. We hang out, we cook, we drink. My brother-in-law, me and my sister were making fun of my mom because even my mom didn't show up. We're like, damn, my boy was cooking. He spent like $200 worth on meat and for that, bro. Like, what the fuck? Everybody left. It was that bad. Go ahead, bro. Continue. I just wanted to touch on that.
I think that's what we're all hurt because, like, we expect a great weekend. Again, that's the thing. What people don't understand about
like the Super Bowl.
But people don't understand that we don't care if I don't care if my guy loses, bro.
No, we don't care. We just want to see good fights.
We're not that type of people. Just give me your heart in a plate, bro. If you're like, this is what I bring to the table. If I win, cool. If I lose, cool. Pero te estoy entregando mi corazón.
Facts, my brother. And like we said before, none of these fighters pay our bills. We just got love for the sport. We love boxing over anybody, and that's just what it is. My bad.
And that corazón, that's what your boy did. He went on and delivered. He got stopped and he got stopped.
Let's go.
It's okay.
And he went out on the shield.
Hey, what a heartfelt moment. Did you see on Rafa's Instagram?
I did see it where he went on. He was crying.
Ah, bro.
I've actually had people hit me up. Let me show you this, bro. I'm going to show you this. I'm glad you brought that up. And I will tell you, because, for those that don't know, he's my homie. My coach, the OG that got me in the sport of boxing was his coach. He said very kind words of the team over there. He said Team Rafa Espinosa were very humble, very respectful. and they got a lot of love for him. But check it out, man. I had people hitting me in the DMs, asking me about. They're like, "What happened?" Because he goes over there to greet the homie after the fight and like hugs him. And at one point, he starts crying. Yeah. And people thought it was serious. And like, nah, it was just stitches. But he starts crying at one point right there. You see him? He's like crying. He's thanking him for the fight. And he says, "Thank you for fighting me. I'm sorry that it has to come to this." And the homie's like, "Nah, bro, it's part of the sport." And that's why I love boxing so much. Because people can talk, people say a lot, but it takes a lot to get in the ring and throw a fist and get hit. Nobody likes to get hit, you know what I mean? And to do it at that level, you know what I mean? Me and you, we boxed when we were kids, but we didn't make it. Yeah. But, these guys are fighting at the elite level, and Rafa is a good dude, man. And that video says a lot. But I'm glad you're giving my boy Edward Vasquez his props, because he did earn it. And I hope he'll live to fight another day. But Rafa Espinoza proved that he is elite at 6'1", 126 pounds. He's hard to beat. Anybody in the world can fight that guy. They're gonna have trouble with that guy.
Big guys like that sometimes are a little different. Like I don't know if you remember the tall guy that Nacho Beristain had. I forget if I remember Golden Boy had him. He looked like the guy from Nacho Libre. He looked like
Sebastian Pandora.
No. He was from Mexico City. Ugly bastard.
Oh yeah. Ray Vargas.
Ugly tall guy. Horrible fight. Like, just to look at it was just horrible, bro.
Oh shit, you asshole.
Because he used his height. Fail, bro, for fail.
Yeah.
And then you bring it. When I heard about this
way
kid,
better than him though, bro.
When you hear about this tall guy, you're like, otro vato, sí.
He got power.
Yeah, and he pops, and he doesn't necessarily use his height to his advantage. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get in there and start working. And my guy got pipes, bro. I said it last time.
Man, he sang his ass off after the fight. Yo, he does have pipes, bro. And hey, shout out to Top Rank for noticing that, bro. And unfortunately for us on TV, we didn't get to witness that. I think that's the kind of stuff you got to show on TV, bro. That's the stuff you got to show. And he did his thing on that, bro. Like you said, man. I mean, he got pipes, bro.
Yeah. Hey, what did G-Man say? He says my grandpa has never met was heavyweight boxer.
I don't know. He probably had a fighter. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Oh, here you go. I don't know what he means. My grandpa.
¿Qué más quieres?
Oh, the grandpa never met.
Oh. Con dinero y sin dinero, hago siempre lo que quiero.
Hey, but shout out to Rafa. Hey, shout out to G-Man. Joe Gorman.
Hey, shout out to G-Man.
Shout out to G-Man, he the homie. But go ahead, bro. Continue. Sorry,
but
all over the place.
Again, this is the spectacle we love in Cinco de Mayo, and it was till Sunday.
Sunday stole the show. Save the weekend.
And then we get the little
the Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese monster, bro. What a special fighter. Special fighter, bro. When you tell him you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna come back up and put that kind of whooping. And again, what people don't understand is that this is like his third or fourth division already.
Yep.
That he's fought at.
Yeah. So 115, 118, and 122.
Yeah, my guy is gonna get clipped.
Yeah.
My guy's gonna get clipped. And if he's getting touched by these bigger guys, they're gonna hurt him. There's a size difference there. But he's been able to move up in weight, gradually move up in weight, and has been able to put a show. But what a show he put up.
Undisputed as well.
Undisputed fighter, bro. This is second undisputed.
Second undisputed, yes, sir.
Weight class, yeah.
Already a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Already, absolutely. And here's what bothers me from some boxing fans. Oh, he ain't all that. He got dropped. Okay. It's easy to get hit. He's boxing. Most of his defense is his offense.
I agree with
So
you, brother.
this is what we want. I don't care, bro. Boxers they're human. I think sometimes boxing fans think of fighters as robots. No, bro, they got a chin just like you. You get clipped in the right spot, you're gonna go down. Same as boxers, bro. Same as boxers. They're just trained athletes not to get hit, but eventually someone could come and clip you, and this is what happened to Inoue. This is
a monster.
We saw Nettie do the same thing. Again, you can't hit these guys. They're bigger guys, so it can't happen.
I agree. And real quick, before you continue, I just want to touch on that point because that was going to be my point. You're right, bro. These guys, these boxing fans that are quick to try to dismiss Inoue ability, saying he's not that great because he got dropped. Yo, that's only the second time he's gotten dropped in his career. Yeah. And guess what? A little vulnerability, it's okay because we love that. And it's not how he fell on our Rocky. It's how you got up, and then he finished the show. Like, a lot of guys. We could talk about Friday. Look at that. He got dropped. Ryan Garcia got dropped, and he folded. He
shelled up.
I'm not getting knocked out.
Yep.
And homie said, I got dropped. I'm about to knock you down. And then he knocked him down. And then eventually stopped him. And that, to me, his vulnerability makes him better. And that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see you practicing in the ring in a real fight. We want to see you play a real game. We want you to go for it. And I just want to touch on that. And I'm glad my boy Ishay Smith called out a lot of people on Twitter saying that shows how much y'all know about boxing because you don't know about shit. If you want to say because he got dropped, he's not a great fighter, you're a dumbass. Continue, my
brother. Exactly. And that's and it
TRU Talk Radio.
It goes back to like what Larry Merchant would call it, the theater of the unexpected. I wasn't expecting him to get dropped, and he did, and it was fun.
But when he did, it was great. And we're like, oh shit! Oh!
And it was pretty bad. So I was like, oh shit, man, don't fucking ruin. I'm like, you're really gonna ruin this shit. But it was great.
Man,
he got up,
and he looked good for the rest of those few rounds. He looked good,
bro. He killed that kid's body. The kid was punching from the hips. He had his elbows nice and tucked. You could see todo rojo on the side. He just had his elbows tucked, and he was punching from his codos. Boom, boom. He was throwing haymakers and stuff. He couldn't do anything, and his body was completely gone. That goes back to what a lot of these American fighters do not do anymore. They don't invest in the body for it to pay dividends in the back end. It's always about
headhunting. They're looking for the world star knockout.
Yeah, no, that's not the way it happens. Put in the work, work the body, and at the end of the day, at the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round, the head will fall. Solitos se lo dejan. Solitos empiezan a bajar las manos. But that's exactly what Inoue showed these guys, showed all these Mexican Americans how to actually fight like a Mexican. Go for the body. The head's going to eventually fall.
And it did, bro. Hey, but our respect to Ramon Cardenas.
Absolutely.
My respect to him, who used to be a Lyft driver. And he put out a statement saying that, and I'm not embarrassed that I was a Lyft driver. There's nothing wrong with a humble job and, a real job. He's like, but I no longer work Lyft, and he wants that Lyft sponsorship. And he proved that he's elite. And even though he lost, he went out on his shield. He dropped someone who a lot of people didn't give him a chance in. And guess what? Even though he lost, he'll get another big fight and another big payday. And now he's on the radar. And for true boxing heads and true fans, I think we'll definitely check out for him some more.
I hope he gets that Lyft contract. Not like remember when Andrew Reese was after that Snicker one.
Oh yeah, and that didn't happen.
He was working that shit. It did not work.
Man, it did not work, bro. They did not want no Mexican looking like that. Heavyweight titles, and Snickers showed them no love, bro. They showed them no love, bro. Hey, real quick, bro. Somebody's asking the question. A couple people in the comments talking about Inoue versus Bam should be addressed. I mean, you brought it up last week. I don't think so. If that fight happens, does it happen at 122?
No, it goes. Wait, what's 122? Is it?
Because Inoue fought this fight at 122, right? Super featherweight.
Yeah, no, 126. If it happens, it happens at 126. Because I think Bam's up a weight, right? No, Bam está más abajo.
Yeah,
it has to happen at this weight.
At 126, 122?
122. Because Bam is 118 right now, no?
Yeah. bro. Yeah, he's 118.
Yeah, so you gotta let Bam grow a little, but it has to happen. But look, Bam's gonna let these guys fight it out first, from what I'm seeing, because first, Inoue has the Kazakhstan guy that Joe Dia has too.
He's a junior bantamweight.
Yeah, so for September, Inoue is busy, and I'm assuming for December, same thing. So then I think for December he might find Nakatani. So he might find Nakatani in December. So then
no, bro. I that's what I thought. Onye is the undisputed champion at 122 pounds, homie. And
yes.
Rodriguez is a champion at 115. I think 122 would be the way.
Yeah, 122 would definitely be the way.
Yeah.
So yes, it should happen. Absolutely. Thanks for bringing MJ.
Which one's MJ? Way is that the Magade?
Yeah. MJ's fight is in September, for Inoue, and then I believe in December, it could be the Junto Nakatani fight. So Inoue is busy right now, so that means Bam has to stay busy too. He has a fight next month, I believe, and then he has to get another fight again before the end of the year, hopefully. But yes, absolutely, it should happen. So he's going to let these guys fight it out. Then he has to, secure his own legacy. He can't be, sitting on his hands, like Crawford is right now. But again, eventually,
and he got it though. He got his shot.
Hey, he got his shot. So I think by the end of 2026, I really expect Bam versus either Nakatani, Junto Nakatani, or Inoue.
I'll say so. You think it's gonna be next year? Hey, maybe, but we'll see, because also the angle that we're taking is Onye moving up another division and fighting Rafa Espinoza at 126. But after what we've seen, I don't know if that's a good matchup, because you want to fight him. I mean, if you're Top Rank and you're Taiken Boxing, shout out to Taiken Boxing out there in Japan, they're doing their thing. I think he wants, I don't know, just the way stylistically, bro, size-wise, it's just huge.
It's too much. It's too much. Too much. I wouldn't put him, if I were Mr. Honda, I would not put him in against that monster.
Man, you better go find Stephen Fulton. You better go fight your boy Ray. I'll take Ray Vargas or Angelo Ball, Nick Ball, one of those guys, bro.
Yeah, Ball's a good fighter. I like him.
Yeah, but that's a good one, man. But yeah, man, shout out to the Monster, who returned to the USA and got his dub. And he looked good, got dropped. A lot of people were saying, oh, he saved boxing. Blah. Yeah, he did. He saved it from our aspect of fights that we look forward to. And overall, much respect to him for doing his thing. And he delivered. He went out on the shield like a killer, like a soldier, and he got the big dub. And like my boy said, congratulations to Edward, who went out on the shield as well. It was a good fight. Respect to all those guys. Sunday, Mr. Vargas, as you mentioned at the beginning of the recap for that, he looks like he's the real deal. He looks like he's the promised child of the Vargas dynasty. Shout out to the dynasty. Shout out, but Monster stole the show, and a lot of us are still talking about him, and we'll be talking about him for the time going forward. Anything else you want to talk about from this weekend's fights?
That's it, man. That's it. What's there to talk now? It's time to look forward, right?
Yes, sir. And speaking of going forward, I'm glad you said that. Perfect segue. This weekend from San Diego, our boy Giovanni Gallo de Oro Santillan makes his return to the ring after getting knocked out for the first time in a fight against Brian Norman, who is now going to be fighting for a world title in Japan, I believe. Yeah. He's taking on Angel Bertran. You also got Sammy Contreras on the undercard. You got Raymond Murtaya. How do you say his name?
Murtaya, yeah.
He's a teacher still, right?
Yeah.
He's fighting. He's actually fighting for the vacant IBF interim title. Congratulations to him, RGBA. And in the main event, you got Emmanuel Vaquero Navarrete taking on Charlie Suarez for Navarrete's WBO title. And I think your boy Leah Wood is fighting out there in Nottingham, England versus Antti Karase. And then you got Mean Machine. Shout out to my boy Marco Contreras, the homie who used to be RGA. He's training Mean Machine. Mean Machine will be fighting from Guyana. They'll be fighting Soliman Kiosco. So there'll be some fights that won't be televised, but the Zone will have the Leo Wood fight. And then you also got Pro Box. Shout out to Pro Box if you haven't downloaded the app. The Hammer, Erickson Lubin, who at one point was highly touted. Mike Tyson got in trouble for signing him when he was in the amateurs. A fighter that's the homie of mine. He got stopped and he got put in there, thrown into the wolves with the Charlos. He got knocked the hell out. He's taking on Adriel Holmes from Detroit. And then you also got a couple of women fights, but that's going down from Kissimmee, Florida on Pro Box TV. That's going down this Saturday. So we got more boxing, bro. And then there's more boxing out there in Tokyo on Monday.
Yeah.
But good fights, though. Either way, man, I appreciate you tapping in. I think we went a little bit longer than we thought we was going to go, my boy.
Yes, sir. We have to.
It happens. I think we said 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, because as soon as I get off with you, I'm going to come back and do a live with my True Chat. Right here, right now, we just chilling. We talking boxing. For those that don't know, my name is Nacho. This is my boy, Mr. Boxing Guru. Go ahead and give your breakdown, my brother.
Yep. Yeah, no, man. I'm just looking forward to the future.
No, I'm talking about what you do, what you got, what you got for sale and all that shit.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you, Mark.
Like always, guys, I got my hats. I got my box hats. I got these, and of course, snapbacks. I got these, and
show them the shirt. Show them the shirt.
In New Era. We got shirts for sale. We got small, medium, large.
We got the boxing and chill.
And even 4XL for my little husky dudes. We got, what else we got? We just got a bunch of hats. We got Canelo hats. We got Japanese boxing hats. We got Saudi Arabia boxing hats. We got Mexican boxing. We got MAGA boxing hats. So we got hats for everybody. We don't discriminate on this side, bro.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, that's it, man. Let's just keep it going. Thanks for the invite, like always, Najos, and we got to keep doing this.
I appreciate you, my brother, and yeah, y'all go follow my bro. We'll try to get back in the groove, talking boxing. In a recap, it didn't deliver, but thankfully the Japanese saved the day. The Japanese came to the USA and saved us on Mexico Independence Weekend. We got more fights coming up. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna get right back to it. I'm gonna eventually set it up where we can get guests on here, bro. I think we can do it where we can get guys to come on here, or if not, meet up with them in person. But hey, brother, I appreciate you. Unfortunately, we didn't get to be all hyped up about the Canelo fight and the Ryan Garcia fight. But hey, life goes on, boxing goes on as the boxing world turns, and we'll get it in, my boy. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, good man. All right, guys, you guys have a good night, and you guys need a shirt, send me a message.
Yeah, you want a shirt, hit on my boy the DM. You got a website or nothing?
No. Just hit me up and hit up the DM, whether it's here, Instagram, X.
Same name. He got the same name on all music.
There you go. Same name, at Mr. Boxing Guru. Yes, sir.
Hey, appreciate you, my brother. Hey, guys, I appreciate y'all. Make sure to follow True Boxing Heads. This will be going live on True Boxing Heads. Y'all go check us out. And much love and respect. And I got love for my True fam. I'm about to log off right here. I'm about to log off right now. And I'm going to come right back in a few minutes. And I'm going to play some music with y'all. We're going to chill. We had to talk boxing. This was the boxing recap from this weekend. I appreciate y'all. I think I'm going to hit a whole hour. But I appreciate y'all. But we'll be back in a few minutes. And let's get it, eh? Saludos. I'll be back, Rob. I'll be back, Southwest. I'll be back, Mark. Appreciate you tapping in today. Appreciate you, homie.